Welcome to Ivory Coast. For some white people, black people are parasites, viruses. In some cases, they think that we are very dangerous. So they will choose some individual among us who hate being black, who hate themselves. They grant them scholarships. They train them. The Westerners call these individuals condoms. In the Western world, when they talk about head of states, economic actives, or black association that serve their interests, they call them condoms, preservatives, meaning shields, simply because these people protect them from the black population's anger and allow them to drain the African wealth. Ivory Coast is our example of the day. Welcome to War Fetishes. You can find our channel on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitter. What our interest what interest us are the facts, only facts, nothing but the facts. For that, let's go on Google. Alassane Dramane Ouattara, also known as Ado for Africans, is the condom used by the French government in Ivory Coast. Sorry, but that's how they call him in economical circles. That's how they call the African presidents who defend the interests of white people instead of defending the interests of their own people. And we remember how this condom was placed on top of Ivory Coast and how he's affecting the lives of Ivorians. He is the head of an important country, and we will see the value of the world cocoa market. The global cocoa and chocolate market is valued at 53 billion 890 million US dollars in 2020. And this market should reach more than 72 billion US dollars in 2026. These are very important numbers. During this search on Google, we will see what is the production of cocoa made by Ivory Coast. Here is the answer. Cocoa is a strategic raw material for Ivory Coast, which is the world's largest producer with 40% of the world market. Take your calculators and do the math. $53 billion multiplied by 40%, and you will find the value which should have returned to the Ivorians. More than $21 billion, and that's why the term condom or preservative that been used to describe Ouattara. It truly makes sense. By using Ouattara, Westerners are protected from the fact that Ivorians are claiming what they are owed. They produce 40% of the wealth of which they never see a slightest penny. We are talking in terms of dollars, not in France CFA, not in France CFA. Yeah. Is there any democracy and alternation that could solve this problem? Not at all. These are lures that they wave to the Ivorian people to distract them and make sure that they are not interested in what is fundamental. This is to say that the wealth produced in this country in only cocoa is more than $21 billion per year. $21 billion is as if you have 23,000 francs CFA and the school expenses for a child only cost 50 francs CFA per year. So we have more than enough money to spend on the school equipments all over the country and all the necessary infrastructure for our children. On the contrary, our children are abandoned to serve the interests of the white people. That is to say that today our children on the screen should be in the best schools in the world. They should have the best hospital equipments and so on. Well, no. We were taught democracy and false economies to the bunch of condom to explain to us that It is a problem of bad governance, corruption, and alternation. Today, cocoa is a blessing for Ivory Coast. It is more important than oil because each year the earth provide us with this wealth, while those who own oil see the oil decrease from year to year. Let's keep in mind the $21 billion of cocoa and chocolate each year. Now we will see on this side how much it costs to build a university hospital per square meter. €2,852 per square meter for a regional hospital and €2,436 for a classic hospital center. These prices may seem too high, but they aren't. When we produce wealth of $21 billion each year with cocoa only, because obviously the Ivory Coast is rich in many other things that we will see on other videos. Welcome to War Fetishes. Here the Ivorian Here the Ivorian are completely autonomous and can make decisions, but it is not possible because there's a condom at the head of the country. Mr. Alassane Ouattara will always wait for France to plan for the Ivory Coast, as if Ivorians were put under guardianship, incompetence, little boys, lazy people, as if we were not men. On the screen, you have a site hospital project that costs 30 million euros. Of course, it's piloted from the French because, according to Mr. Ouattara and according to his white masters of the French Quai d'Orsay, the Ivorian people are incapable of making decisions for their own children. And that's terrible. You will see that all this will end because in Africa today we have people who have said no to France. Mali said no to France, and other countries. The Central African Republic said no to France. The Benin said no to France, Mauritania, etc. And we saw that we can achieve with 3,500 euro per square meter for hospital. We see what we can achieve with that amount of money. Now we are going to focus on schools. As for schools, in my search, I changed the criterion. It is rather to cost of a primary school building that we will see. For example, for a school building, the average price rises up to 1,143 euro for per square meter, or 1,424 euro, the most expensive. We will take 1,424 euros. Once again, these prices may be impressive when you are Ivorian or African in general, but I repeat that when we produced $21 billion of wealth per year, just only the production of cocoa, we shouldn't be impressed by these numbers. Today in Ivory Coast, we should have the most beautiful hospital and the most beautiful schools in the world for our children. Now, let's take our calculators and check out how much a 30,000 square meters hospital costs. We are going to take 3,500 euro per square meters. This is the figure we have seen before. This is a university hospital. 3,500 multiplied by 30,000 square meters, the hospital will cost 105 million euros. What is 105 million euros when we have produced $21 billion only on cocoa? It shows that we don't need France. We have the resources. We don't need development aid. We don't need any of these white people in charge. We are able, through our work and the richness of our environment, to take care of ourselves. We don't need so-called democracy that nobody respects when it comes to Africa. We don't need alternation on anything, any such things. As for schools, we take 1,424 euros multiplied by 4,000. We imagine a primary school of 4,000 square meters, and that is 5,696,000 euros. But when we have achieved a turnover of $21 billion, that's what we do every year because we eat chocolate all over the world, in Asia, in North America, in Europe, in Latin America. We don't need condom at the head of our countries. We don't need fake economies to get the job done. I invite you to take your phone and check what the world market cost is for chocolate and cocoa. What does this represent? You should find the same number as me. You can see what is the share of Ivory Coast in this market. 40%. Well, with that, I'm sorry. We don't need friends to ensure the future of our children. Thank you.